よーいスタート。
あ、よ。
I watched Naruto for the first time, and it was not what I was expecting. Going into the first episode, I had no idea what the story would be about, and all I was hoping for was to be mildly entertained. What started to hook me into the show was how sweet teacher Iruka was. I love that he had a soft spot for Naruto, based on their similar difficulties growing up. And it warmed my heart that Iruka wanted better for Naruto. In this first episode, we learn that Naruto is an orphan who wants to become a ninja of the highest level, called a Hokage, in order to have his village respect him. What completely sold the anime and got me so excited to continue watching was the emotional manipulation in this first fight. I loved how dangerous this first villain felt. Because these characters are so new to us, the sowing of distrust was highly impactful because we had no rapport with any of these characters. It made every lie so deliciously believable, and I really have to give credit to the authors for leaning into the knowledge that at the start of this story, the audience doesn't know who these people are. Furthermore, the isolated nature of this fight made it feel dangerous. I personally love when I can be surprised during a show, and I love putting pieces together. So as this first fight was going on, and we had been introduced to the concept of masquerading as someone else through the cloning jutsu, I very much expected someone to pretend to be someone they weren't, but I didn't expect for the double fake out, and watching that unfold and having that unexpected turn was amazing. Overall, I really came out of this first episode happily surprised, ready to watch more, and having much higher expectations for the series going forward. As the story continues, Naruto is shown to be a loud, impulsive kid, but I thought it was sweet how there were also moments in the show that demonstrated how seriously Naruto takes his dream. There are moments where underneath the bravado and the brashness that is Naruto, we see that he understands the hard work that comes with his dream. We get to see that Naruto understands a bit more of what's at stake, and he's not signing up just for the idea, but signing on also to the work it will take in order to get there. I felt this added a new dimension to his character, and it allowed me to take him a bit more seriously, which was needed. Of course, these moments are sparing, and in general, he's a goofball without social awareness. As a side note, I don't quite understand what's so wrong with being a nine-tailed fox that makes everyone hate the kid. Is it just the memory of the damage that was caused? I don't understand what Naruto did to be so hated. It feels a little bit unjustified. Sasuke is the second main character of the series so far. Sasuke receives a formidable introduction with the reputation of being the strongest upcoming ninja, with even the teachers recognizing that Sasuke knows what's up. Upon hearing everyone praise Sasuke to the moon, Naruto plants one on him, proving to me that Naruto is a lover, not a fighter. Sasuke is the epitome of classic brooding male. My thoughts on Sasuke jump all over the place. My first thought was, poor thing just wants to be left alone and everyone's bothering him. Then I hear the teachers hype up Sasuke's skill and my expectations are being raised for what we're going to see him do. And currently he sits cycling between an arrogant jerk that I don't like and a sweet, talented, traumatized kid that I adore. Two important side characters are Teacher Kakashi and our girl Sakura. Teacher Kakashi, who has awesome hair, is a boring, closed-off book that I don't like. My first thoughts on Kakashi's character design is this man is definitely missing an eye, and he has an evil laugh. Then he hits us with the look to your left, look to your right, only one of you is going to make it. So yeah, just poop on everyone's dreams, Teach. Psych, turns out Teach has literally never passed a student ever, so yeah, I hate him and he's awful. And finally, we have Sakura, the pink-haired love of my life that is potential personified. I loved Sakura's introduction. She is so spirited, and her inner raging monologue is the most relatable and incredible thing. She's ruthless, catty, and bratty, and I just wish she did more. These four are the little group that we'll focus on for the rest of the arc, and the first task for these ninjas in training is to fight Kakashi. This episode emphasizes what each character really has to offer. Naruto is very energetic and quick to action, Sasuke is more calculating and extremely skillful, and Sakura just watches. I feel like this is the beginning of me relating so much to Sakura and her inner workings, and then at the same time being so frustrated that she isn't actually doing anything, despite having such a bold personality. It's a good demonstration of power for the most part, and I liked how fighting as a ninja was shown to be about being tricky and working as a team. There are a ton more characters introduced so far, and here's a brief run-through of my other first impressions. I feel like the village leader seems sweet, but he is actually the bad guy. 0 out of 10, do not trust. We have the Naruto simp, aka Hinata. She's hilarious and I love her. She must be protected at all costs. Kiba is a lion. Shino was there. Shikamaru is
the GOAT.
And he has really chill vibes. And finally, Choji, who I now refer to as Choji the Chomper. I don't know anything about him, and he's already one of my favorite characters. The main conflict in this arc is when our ninja team is assigned to escort this bridge builder who pissed off the wrong people. During this mission, our ninjas in training experience something terrifying. Our squad is unexpectedly attacked, and of our team, Naruto is unable to respond. This moment begins to paint the picture of what it means to be a ninja. No more fun and games, this is an unavoidable conflict. And our ninjas have something to protect and are unable to run away. During this chaotic event, Naruto freezes, completely understandably, and also an extremely dangerous choice. This failure to act during a crisis, the consequence of being too scared to move, is laid out in front of Naruto, and after the fact, he decides he never wants to feel that regret again. Because although things worked out this time, that may not be the case in the future, and his lack of action could cost someone their life. I appreciate in this moment how the show takes the time to demonstrate more of the hidden effort Naruto is putting in towards his dream. This drawing out the impact of what's at stake, and the seriousness in which Naruto holds his dreams, makes his decision to change hold much more weight. I can easily see how this fight could have been surprise attack, Naruto's too scared to move, regrets it, and then they move on. I'm glad instead that this event was treated with the nuance it deserved. And of course, there's a little bit of masking, with Naruto focusing on how he doesn't want Sasuke to beat him, and how Sakura contributed more than he did during their first real ninja fight. But deep down, we know that there's a lot of heart behind how Naruto feels, and that he realizes although things worked out this time, things very easily could have gone a different way, and his lack of action could have resulted in someone getting hurt. I need to take a moment here to point out the worst character of the show by far, Bridge Guy. This jerk got himself into hot water, falsely hires ninjas to protect him while endangering their lives without them knowing, and what's the first thing this guy does? Immediately poops all over his bodyguards, insulting their capabilities while essentially setting them up to die. Our baby ninja group is hired for what is supposed to be a non-combat mission by a lying, manipulative weasel who then guilt trips them into staying into the mission. -4 out of 10, I hate this guy. When we first meet Zabuza, we learn that they are an exiled ninja who has absolutely no moral compass and has killed hundreds of children at a small age just because. During our first encounter, Zabuza feels lethal. There's an element of unpredictability to this character, and they spend a lot of time emphasizing that the members of our crew aren't real ninjas because they have yet to take a life. Obviously, there are some people like Zabuza who will murder without thought, and on the other end of the spectrum, there are people like Kakashi who have lost comrades and now value protecting his team above all else. The fight between primarily Kakashi and Zabuza continues, and this is when I begin to switch sides of Kakashi. His care for Sasuke in such a distressing situation, and Kakashi's personal value of protecting his team are admirable and humanizing.
ダメだ。これならいっそ死んで楽になりたいくらいだ。安心しろ。お前たちは俺が死んでも守ってやる。
The first fight with Zabuza gives a chance for Kakashi to really shine. He introduces us to different techniques used in the ninja world, and I appreciate the explanation of everything going on. I love the world building as we're introduced to different clans and their own ninja practices. Everything is going well, clones are being used, this visual trickery facilitates unexpected moves, and it's utterly fantastic. And then teacher gets captured, and these poor kids are so scared. Big Bad Zabuza attacks Sasuke, and Naruto is facing off with the Big Bad, deciding if he will live with the same regret as when he couldn't move during the last battle. He does what Naruto does, and runs in headfirst. He's a fighter, not a runner. I wish he would have made a plan, but then it turned out that he did all of this just to get his headband back. The principles. I don't like that this has basically now turned into Sakura is being a useless wet noodle when we know she's brave and capable. It feels lazy, forgetful, and disrespectful of her character. Naruto and Sasuke resolve this fight by working together in the coolest way possible. I can't believe how quickly Sasuke picked up on the plan Naruto crafted. It's insane, and teamwork, and I love their camaraderie. We also see Naruto gaining some self-awareness as he recognizes the strength of Zabuza. See, this is what happens when you have a plan. I don't know how this is going to get better. After this fight is a brief training arc, and I love a good training arc. It always makes me feel so passionate. We learn more about chakra, which is mixing physical and spiritual energy in order to have ninja power. During this training arc, we see that Sakura is the best at handling chakra, but then she immediately gets put down by the teacher, with Kakashi saying how she will literally never be able to compete with the boys' potential. I hated this, and I hate that we've already thrown a glass ceiling on Sakura. I like this episode for the continued relationship building between Naruto and Sasuke, and at the end of the episode is a really sweet moment where we see Naruto humble himself to ask Sakura for advice, and it emphasizes his drive and passion towards his goal in a really wholesome way. One highlight of this arc is a mom being the best mom of all moms, who all future mothers in the show will now be compared to. We set up for the final battle of the arc against Zabuza plus help. We see growth in Sasuke from shaking with fear to shaking with excitement, showing how he feels stronger and more prepared this time. I love the observation from Naruto and the awareness to save people when needed, and we see Sasuke and Naruto demonstrate their new powers from their training. We officially get the rebrand of Naruto into the noisy ninja #1 in surprising people, which I love and is completely accurate. It makes me happy that Naruto is changing his reputation to noisy and full of surprises, but in a nice way. Sasuke is set up to fight the kid Haku on Zabuza's side, and he takes an absolute beating. Eventually, Naruto shows up to help and immediately does the least helpful thing by noisily jumping in without a plan. Haku I am immediately drawn to because he says he wants to honorably fight the two kids without outside help. Man has morals and respect. This fight is trauma. Trauma for everyone, again showing the importance of killing and being a real ninja. My main takeaway from this fight is that Haku is extremely hype. To have the maturity to not want to kill people despite his own father trying to kill him and being a mirror for Naruto, devastating. During this fight, we get our first deaths. And Haku wanting to die because he isn't strong enough, and then changing his mind because there's one last way he can sacrifice himself for Zabuza. I did not come into this show expecting heartbreak. And that wraps up the first arc of Naruto. At this point, I'm beginning to really get invested in the series. I want to know what else Naruto is going to learn throughout this story and what he's going to grow into. Some of the pitfalls I've noticed in this first arc is that the cloning can be a bit repetitive. I'm not a huge fan of all the humor that's used in this show so far, and I would kill for some strong and competent female representation. I desperately want more for Sakura. Sakura feels like a forgotten tool used to emphasize the boys. And the only time that Sakura is allowed to do something cool is simply a plot point to emphasize that Naruto is too scared to move. On the other hand, I really enjoyed the music. I thought that the character dynamics were very funny and heartwarming. The fights were very engaging, which took me by surprise. And overall, this story feels wholesome and I easily root for the characters. This arc starts out by introducing a variety of new and unusual characters, who are all here to take the Level 2 Ninja or Chunin exam. From the get-go, there is a clear demonstration of overwhelming power that these visitors possess. I begin to feel that our ninja team is outclassed, and despite this, Kakashi believes in our team enough to vouch for them, which is really sweet, but I think he's wrong. We make it to the first part of the exam, and one kid can't keep it in his pants long enough and challenges Sasuke to a fight outright. This weirdo then simps over Sakura. Okay, but every girl dreams of hearing this, before 1-2 punching the lights out of Sasuke. Who is this weirdo, and who on earth is his even weirder teacher? These two bowl cuts are overflowing with zeal and cacophony, but they're so innocent, I can't help but love them. This first test is proctored by an expert torturer, like all exams are, who hands out an impossible exam to promote cheating so that he can then kick out students caught cheating. Those who are caught cheating or fail get the rest of their 3-person team kicked out, so there's an added pressure. And finally, Torture Pro Scary Boy gives the ultimatum: answer this final question or leave. If you're wrong, you can never take this test again, meaning you will always be a level 1 ninja. And that's how this sly little weasel bluffs his way through the written exam. Part 2 of the exam ushers in a major tone shift for the series. The Forest of Death, aptly named, is a bloodbath. Imagine Capture the Flag, but with murder. 26 3-person teams are duking it out in the forest over some scrolls. What's the first thing that happens when we're let loose out in the jungle? Sasuke takes out his pent-up frustration out on Naruto, which is warranted, and I saw coming. Not to mention, I had been dying to see a Sasuke versus Naruto fight. Unfortunately, this is a fake, and what actually happened was Naruto had instantly been captured. To prevent this from happening again, our team makes up a code to verify their identities. And this is by far the funniest part of the entire arc. When our team reconvenes and Naruto shows up with the code, Sasuke slaps him because Sasuke knows Naruto can't remember a thing. When we finally are reunited with Naruto, he proudly, boldly announces, "It's me, I don't know the password." It's too perfect. Now that we've had a laugh, apparently it's time for trauma. Sakura and Sasuke run headfirst into a bloodthirsty monster whose presence alone is enough to forecast the murder of Sakura and Sasuke, leaving both of these poor darlings on the ground shaking in fear. Sasuke is face-checked with an overwhelming harbinger of death and left chanting, pleading with himself to move his fear-stricken body. With a casual flick of the wrist, this psychotic murderer ends it all. Or she would, if Sasuke weren't the sweetest lamb in all the land. How does this sweet angel baby save both himself and Sakura from certain death? He stabs himself to drown out the fear with pain, then bodily carries Sakura out of harm's way like the prince he is. As much as I wish that was the end of this fight, our antagonist pursues Sasuke, and rather than killing him outright, instead offers a curse as a parting gift. Following the defeat of Sasuke and Naruto, Sakura is left to take charge of our fallen team. While hiding out, another team seeks us out with murder on the mind. These are children, and guess who comes rolling up to save us? None other than our knight in shining bowl cut, Rock Lee. This hero of a main character gets tossed around while protecting Sakura, and why does he do this?
なんであんたがここに?
僕はあなたがピンチの時は
Because he promised he'd always protect Sakura when he declared his love for her.
前に一度言ったでしょ死ぬまであなたを守るって
Lee goes down and Sakura steps up because our girl is a fighter. Unfortunately, but realistically, Sakura is no match for a 1v3 and gets captured. At this moment, she feels frustrated that she can't protect Sasuke, Naruto, or Lee. So what does she do? She cuts her hair. What? She cuts her hair. Let me get this straight. During the Zabuza fight, Sasuke levels up with Sharingan and Naruto levels up to become a Catboy, and here, Sakura levels up with shorter hair. The story attempts to justify this change by retrospectively adding importance to her long hair and how she grew it out to match Sasuke's taste. I'm okay with the loss of hair and it being a meaningful sacrifice if Sakura's hair had been made to be more important earlier in the show, especially if its value wasn't tied to having someone else potentially like it. This moment of the battle was a letdown, and I hate how this is essentially reducing Sakura's value to her looks. Because how can she possibly be hot with short hair? But short-haired Sakura doesn't stop there. We get to see Sakura be a ninja. She jutsus, she attacks, she tanks, and she wholeheartedly goes for it. That's what I'm talking about, Sakura. This is what I want for you. Look at her strategy. Look at her determination and gall. This is what I wanted, and this is the treatment Sakura deserves. Look at these eyes. These are the eyes of an unrelenting, powerful baddie. And you know what's fair? She still is not a match for this murder-hungry team of chaos. Yet. So you know what she does? She stands her ground and tanks the ever-living heck out of this fight. This Forest of Death section wraps up with Sasuke's curse granting some new and unusual powers that come with a side of no morality. Finally, we come to the preliminaries. These 1v1 battles will whittle down the remaining ninjas to a select few who are allowed to take part in the finale of the Chunin exam. Sasuke fights someone without using the magic curse powers and instead uses Lee's technique, which he learned from receiving a single kick in the face, highlighting his rapid growth. After the match, Kakashi seals his curse, and then we get another run-in with whom I predict is the big bad of the series, as they scare the pants off of even teacher Kakashi. The first two fights are brief, where we learn that bug guy Shino is gross but scary smart. Let me rephrase that. Shino is tactically terrifying. He's someone who keeps their cool and doesn't get flustered or angry. So if this guy ever does get mad, I'm going to pee myself. The second fight is between Bendy Boy and Puppet Master. Every part of this is my worst nightmare. And then we have the Sakura versus Ino fight, which is the biggest letdown since whole wheat hamburger buns were invented. This fight is an injustice to both girls and completely dismantles my love for Sakura. You're going to tell me that the backstory for these two girls is that Ino saw Sakura getting bullied, did something about it, took her under her wing, and Sakura repays that by dropping Ino like a hot rock to steal her man, all due to some inferiority complex? Ino is a sweet darling who only saw the best in Sakura. Justice for Ino, she deserves better, and I would be even more of a raging psycho to Sakura with such warranted justification. The fight itself is ridiculous, and now you have two girls cutting their hair for no reason. I disagree with the Naruto-induced save from the Mind Jutsu. Literally, this fight, it's not for me. Girls are more than their hair. Just let them be cool. Next up was Temari versus Tenten, and at this point, my desperation for a strong girl has hit an all-time high. This fight was one-sided. Yes, I want a strong female character, but she doesn't have to be a gaslighting witch. Tenten was done dirty, her personality was flat, and her role was basically human punching bag.
To her defense, she is the first weapon master we see, which is kinda cool, and there's lots of fights that have been one-sided.
This girl rubs me the wrong way, especially with her unnecessary brutality. I hate characters like this. Up next is our first co-ed fight, Shikamaru versus Kin. Both fighters exude calm, don't need to prove anything, self-assurance. Hands on hips, hands in pockets. Is this the girl of my dreams? Yes, she is, and she's an illusionist. I immediately begin shipping these two. Give me the enemies to lovers arc, please. Both of these two held their own, and Shika stole the show with two 10,000 IQ moves of sneaking a fake string shadow and then using a wall. This was a simple fight, and I enjoyed it.
If you ever write anything bad about my boy, you're dunzos.
Our next fight is Naruto versus Kiba, and Teach Kakashi cheering on Naruto healed something in me. Is Kiba fighting with a dog? Is that animal abuse? I'm glad Naruto is equally confused, but apparently this is kosher. We get some hilarious trash talk at the start, and this fight, more than others, feels like a battle between the teachers. While everyone is underestimating Naruto, Kakashi is chilling, sitting back, and having faith in our boy Naruto. What I want out of this fight is for Naruto to win without turning into a fox or using 1,000 clones. We see Naruto getting knocked down, but then he gets back up again. And through this fight, we get part 2 of Naruto changing his reputation. Then we're visited by the demon version of Clifford the Big Red Dog, who turns into a second Kiba. These people are taking drugs mid-fight. Also, apparently kosher. When Kiba insults Naruto's dream, things get even more serious. Oh, you think you can compete to be Hokage? You thought wrong. You can't win if you're fighting yourself. And then Naruto comes in hot with a plan. Emotional manipulation, a callback to the very first episode, and an extraordinarily excellent tactic, the double clone fake out. After taking down the dog by having Kiba punch his own pooch, Naruto takes down Kiba himself by tooting. Hands down, this is a win in my book, and another hysterical moment in the show. That brings us to Hinata's fight. I hope she's an absolute powerhouse. I hope she absolutely demolishes whoever comes up and afterwards gives us the shy little, oh, I should have gone easier on them. It ends up that Hinata has to fight her cousin, and there's bad blood in the family. If Hinata cries a single tear, I will burn down my house. Kiba told her to immediately give up, and now this guy is too. Homeboy starts laying out all her flaws, dealing psychic damage before the physical damage even starts. God, I hope she gets a glow-up character arc, nothing would make me happier. Neji is an annoying stick in the mud, the literal definition of concrete slab that would not change if he was slapped in the face with a new reality. There is no reasoning with this person, and the fact that he's shoving his ideals down other people's throats, forcing people into boxes, I hate that kind of person. I don't know who hurt you, and I'm sorry they didn't change for you, but that doesn't mean other people can't. Neji is the second worst character of the show after Bridge Guy. He is fixed mindset personified, disgusting. You are not a god. Don't tell them what they can and can't do. The fight starts, and I'll be happy if Hinata gets in 1 or 2 good hits. She's a beast? Hand-to-hand combat? Look at her holding her own! This is everything I've ever wanted and more! I need a show with her as the protagonist. This was the fight of my dreams. The show loves me. I've been asking for a strong female character, and it was Hinata the whole time?
私はずっと見てきた。
The guts, honor, and resilience. The absolute fortitude of this girl. I literally cannot get any more in love with her. She is, hands down, by far my favorite character. Tragically, Hinata isn't a match for Neji. Although she's going down with a fight. This is the female character development and care I needed. And if she dies during this fight, I will never forgive Neji. Then he goes to actually murder her, and 4 teachers come running in to stop him. Down with Neji. Finally, it's Sand Guy's turn, and he's fighting Lee. Let me start out by saying, I disagree with the power scaling and the victor in this fight. You're telling me Lee had trouble facing Wind Guy earlier, and now he's got 5 levels of superhuman? Yeah, that's baloney. Let's dive in now to what makes Lee so special. We learn that Lee can only use 1 of the 3 ninja techniques. Then we get one of the best character unlocks I've ever seen, with Lee being freed from his monstrous weights and becoming an unstoppable powerhouse.
よーしこれで楽に動けるぞいや
ガーラの砂についていけるわけが。
Lee tosses out a forbidden lotus, which destroys his body to the point that our boy can't even stand after this attack. And then we get his backstory. We are shown a young Lee whose dream is to be a ninja. He can't use 2 of the 3 ways of ninja and is mocked for his inability and ridiculous dream. We watch Lee fight this uphill battle, training himself beyond all others for even a chance of becoming a ninja. This kid breaks my heart. Lee fights for his dream. He works day and night, putting in the effort of a lifetime. Years of his life we watch as he strives towards an impossible goal. His determination, resilience, and desire all push him onwards. He earns the admiration and acceptance of his teacher. He is effort personified and gifts us with the perspective of someone in this world who works tirelessly to overcome their weaknesses while watching as naturally gifted peers excel with little to no effort, taking for granted what they have achieved.
僕はそう信じてやってきましたネジより2倍も3倍も修行すればきっと強くなれる
Then, after all these years, and after he's made so much progress, Lee doubts whether his work will pay off. Lee wonders if those that are naturally gifted will always be ahead of him.
本当の天才にはかなわないんじゃないかって最近そう思い始めました
The relatability and vulnerability of this character snuck him deep into my heart. The self-doubt and questioning of yourself and your goals from such a warm-hearted person. I love Lee. I love him for his fears and his insecurity that he works through and against. And going back to the fight, we see Lee continue to push himself, putting his body through severe pain and putting his life on the line. After he's beaten unconscious, sporting 2 crushed limbs, we see his beaten, lifeless body stand back up to continue fighting. Before Gaara gets the chance to kill Lee, Lee's teacher steps in and saves him. Lee fought with his life on the line. His entire identity is working to become a ninja. Fighting for your dream to me means being happy if you die trying to achieve that. Essentially, Lee was robbed of that. After quote-unquote failing to achieve his dream, he will now live, being unable to continue pursuing it because his teacher stepped in to save his life after he had become permanently, physically incapacitated. This is worse than death. We watch the emotional fallout of this fight, with Lee's teacher apologizing for not preventing the loss of Lee's dream, and Naruto grieves watching someone filled with so much promise now unable to continue forward on their journey. We come to the final fight, and it's with the lovable Choji. I hope that he does medium well, and it's over. Overall, this was quite a departure from the lightheartedness of the Land of Waves arc. This is no longer cozy to the extent that Xavier advised me to close my eyes during the bug guy fight.
Again, we will not watch anything scarier than this.
The story was intense with the introduction of the main big bad. Deliberate puzzle pieces, like Sasuke's curse, have been placed in an organic and entertaining manner. The fights were suspenseful, and the stakes have definitely been raised. The training wheels have come off, and our group is no longer kept safe in Kakashi's warm teacher embrace. I have some issues with the power scaling, what with Rock Lee being unable to take down Music Bozo and then absolutely smashing with Gaara. I don't buy it. And then Sasuke being hyped up as the strongest ninja of our crew. He came across as quite lacking compared to some of our other classmates, and his hype just didn't hold up. I do think our team benefited from a bit of a skill check and knockdown. Unfortunately, it was to the point where our team, and most of our village really, felt useless. I hate the reduction of women to their looks and the pitting of women against each other, but despite that, the character development is outstanding in this arc. The teachers actually stole the show. Their care for their students radiates off the screen. They're all so endearing. From supporting Hinata's puppy love to motivating Choji, these teachers are teachers because they want to be. With wonderful new additions to the cast like Lee, and with Hinata getting to be an absolute unit, I loved the growth and backstory we received for so many of these ninjas in training.
I think you're always going to hate Neji. Even after he has his moment, you're still not going to like him. You hold grudges.
The best parts of this arc so far are the masterful voice acting, the fantastic humor which is built upon character personalities, and the musical bangers. I recommend this arc to anyone who wants to watch every protagonist you've ever loved get beaten, or someone who needs a good cry watching bad things happen to good people. We just left the end of the preliminaries, and now the finalists get a small break to prepare for their upcoming matches. We learned that Two-Faced over here is as strong as Kakashi, and no one is entirely sure which side he's actually on. Sasuke is on the loose training with Kakashi, Gaara is a werewolf psychopath, and Shika has a deadbeat dad.
俺明日その本戦なんだぜ。たく呼びに来させんなよ。お前出んのか?
Naruto starts his training arc by reintroducing us to the worst humor trope of the show, and ends by fighting his inner demon to summon a frog. We learn that the Sand and Sound villages are teaming up to take down Leafland, and now I'm convinced that all village leaders are the bad guy. The finals roll around, and we take another step towards the village accepting Naruto by taking care of him before he fights in the exam.
どうしたしばらくじゃねえか
ちょっと病院にね。
そうか。あやめ。
はい。おっちゃん？
いいから食っとけ。温泉明日だろ。
じゃあ。
And on the morning of the exam, we see an unfiltered look at how Naruto feels as he's heading into this. Class clown underdog Naruto is having to fight one-on-one against some of the most renowned and hyped rivals in this exam. Neji is the strongest ninja in his class, a fighter that even the powerhouse Lee is unable to hold a candle to. Our young goofball is filled with insecurity at having to take on such a serious task when no one expects anything of him. He admits to having played up his boisterous attitude in the past in order to not be hurt from the lack of care he receives from his village. We're let in on the heartache that lies beneath this showman's smile.
俺だってカエル出せるようになったし、大丈夫だってばよ。
Our girl Hinata offers Naruto exactly what he needs, a positive yet reliable perspective to view himself through. Hinata is everything we need in our own lives. Someone who sees you as you are, reminds you of the best of yourself while also clearly explaining why you deserve everything you're dreaming of.
でも俺ってはいつも失敗ばっかで。失敗をするからこそ、そこから立ち向かっていく強さがあって、ナルト君はすごく強い人だと思う。サンキュー、ひなた。
The insecurities Naruto laid out for us hit so hard because of how self-aware, valid, and perceptive they are. Naruto's fears reflect my own worries as the viewer. I desperately want Naruto to win, and I have no idea how on earth he could pull it off. And that takes us into our first fight of the finals, Neji versus Naruto.
何か言いたそうだな。
前にも言ったろ。約束するってばよ。絶対勝つ。
Neji has been touted as an extraordinary ninja. His natural abilities and further refinement grant him the title of genius. Heading into this fight, I would love it if Naruto throws a frog at him. I think it'd be hilarious, and I love that he's fighting for Hinata's honor. The fight starts, and it is abundantly clear Neji is the bad guy. The start of the fight was slow, and it felt like Neji had been nerfed, though this was very quickly rectified as Neji, the jerk that he is, mercilessly hurts our poor innocent lamb while claiming it's nothing personal. Neji needed to fight someone who did not listen to a word of his nonsense. I love how little by little Naruto shows Neji that he's wrong.
本体なら分かってんだよ。献血を突かれるのを恐れて。本体はお前だ。
だから勝手に決めんなって言ってんだろうが。
And that Naruto shows he's willing to do whatever it takes to chase his dream, and that includes putting himself on the line. I did not expect Naruto to have a moral battle during his physical fight, but I love how this shows Naruto to be someone so honorable. I like the nuance this brings to the fight, because instead of two opposing brick walls repelling each other and nothing changing, we get a broken yet hardened defense that crumbles at the first bit of understanding thrown its way. The power scaling of Naruto is perfection here. I love that the chakra Naruto unlocked previously is still not something that comes naturally to him, but is an accessible last resort tool for him to use. I love that I can tell Naruto would have lost this fight without his recent training and effort. This is by far the coolest Naruto has ever been. I love that he's going to beat you up, and he'll beat up all your problems too. What an absolute darling. This fight ends with the most insane and unexpected twist and use of clones. I should have expected it, but I didn't. Naruto with a plan is a dangerous man. This was an unbelievable fight, and I'm so glad he won.
落ちこぼれくん、悪いがこれが現実だ。
Shikamaru's fight is up next, and he is unintentionally roped into it by Naruto. This fight continues to endear Shika to me. He'd already shown us moments where he visits the boys in the hospital and even helped to save Lee's life. This character holds so much kindness while also being understated and having hysterical facial expressions. Shika is a genius who didn't ask to be a genius. Honestly, I haven't really ever found a character that was burdened by genius to be likable, but somehow Shika managed it. He is naturally gifted and a good person. Unlike Neji, who is naturally gifted and a dick and a big fat meanie. Both of these characters are innately talented. Neji defines himself by this talent and insults literally every other person for being less than him. Shika's talent is only one part of him, with more of his mindset focused on the world around him. Tossing Lee into the mix, Lee is almost entirely focused on the world around him and how he measures up against such geniuses. Honestly, this sounds exactly like privilege to me. Some people get a leg up and can't understand the problems of the average Joe, ignoring any advantage they've been given and simply judging instead the results of those who can't make it. I'm glad that we get Shikamaru, a genius to prove that not all of them are jerks. The final fight of the arc is the much anticipated Sasuke versus Gaara match. What I know about Gaara so far is he has soft hands and murders to feel. Their fight starts, and I think that this is a fake Sasuke. The power scaling is incomprehensible. Let's look at some of the other power-ups we've seen in the show so far. Let's compare this to Lee. Lee trains his booty off and goes from weak to strong, removes his training weights, and levels up again. Checks out. Naruto unlocks clones under a moment of stress, trains his chakra, and then can release his cat during a fight. Trains his chakra again, and now can harness the cat power without going Loco Coco. Makes sense. Sasuke has been hyped to the heavens, can use fire, trains his chakra, and then can use Sharingan. Gets his butt handed to him by Lee, learns a technique, and then can use said technique in his next fight. All good, I'm on board. Now, all of a sudden, Sasuke has all of these powers? I can understand one or two, but I can't get behind the zooming technique especially, because that seems specifically more like a trained ability rather than a learned technique. I can watch someone throw a ball and figure out how to do it, but I can't watch a pitcher and suddenly have the strength to throw a ball that fast. Maybe this would have felt better if we also saw Sasuke's training. As it stands, it feels out of place for me. It's too inconsistent for me to cheer on. This arc was fine, and it was really brought down by the training arc section. The pacing was horrendous, as was the humor. Also, this episode was just so strange. Interestingly enough, the art was quite inconsistent, and I don't like that the girls in this arc serve as unreliable and unlikable narrators. I'm happy I got some more Hinata screen time, and that this silly goose is doing who knows what. Xavier was right in that I still don't like Neji, and that's tough for me because I do love character growth. So I've decided, if he apologizes to everyone he was a miserable cad towards, I will forgive him. And until then, I will continue to freely hate him. I loved Naruto's fight and the character building we get for Shikamaru. I recommend this arc to anyone who wants to see an a-hole get what's coming to them. We'd seen that the Sand and Sound clans were planning to invade Leafland. Now, it's crunch time.
Sakura, 少しの間そうしてろ。
The invasion kicks off in the middle of the Chunin finals. Gaara is whisked away, and Sasuke pursues hot on their heels. A small team consisting of Shikamaru, Naruto, Sakura, and Pooch are sent out to bring back Sasuke. And while our team is trying to catch up, a troop of enemies are sent to stop them. This arc was extremely hectic, so let's talk through the major events one by one. First up is our boy Shikamaru. I am blown away by Shika. His foresight is unmatched. To be able to make such clear-headed decisions, analyzing both the available and unavailable information without bias is truly impressive. Add to that, Shika knows heading off to face these enemies is akin to suicide.
でだ、今の俺たちにできるとすりゃただ一つ。
つまりおとり。
多分おとりになったやつは死ぬ。ま、後で追いつくからよ。
For him to still choose to sacrifice himself, and on top of that, reassure his team he'll be okay. What a hero. And what makes this all the more impactful is that we know Shika loves doing the least.
悪いな。ちなみにこれが犬の足跡の正体ね。これではっきりするぜ。
おい、そろそろ出てこい。ついでにこいつの首を跳ねてやる。
This self-sacrificing angel does an absolute banger of a job. Using sticks to make a paw print was brilliant. Shika had to go into this fight after already having depleted his chakra during the exam. When he's used up all the tricks up his sleeve, we get to see his dream.
俺は適当に忍者やって美人でもブスでもない普通の女と適当に結婚して長女が結婚して息子が一人前になったら忍者を引退してそんな人生が良かったのによ。
Shika wants to be the mediocre dad he never had. I can't believe we're watching this child prepare himself to die. He's not asking for a lot. Let him have his small dreams. Having Teacher Werewolf step in to save him at the last moment was the best surprise, and it's the first of many wholesome moments we'll get in this arc.
よくやったな、Shikamaru.
The next thing that happens is Puppet Master parts from the group to slow down Sasuke. Sneaky Boy Shino arrives to take on this fight, and it allows Sasuke to continue on towards Gaara. I loved Shino's fight. I love that we are seeing the substitution jutsu being used in a sparing and crafty manner. I admire how thoughtful Shino is shown to be, and as someone who exclusively plays Rangers, I like that we get to see this type of fighting style in the show. Plus, I hate Puppet Guy. He is sheer evil. Well done. Shino fights his heart out and at the end apologizes to Sasuke for not being able to do more. Shino is a 10 out of 10 class act. I'm confused on how I should feel about Gaara. Is he cute? A murderer? Sad? I'm not sure. But what I do know is that Gaara sees himself in Sasuke because Sasuke also grew up lonely. Their fight starts and Gaara has begun to let his inner freak out. And then we get it. We get Gaara's flashback. We see an adorable baby Gaara who is ostracized from his town. Sound familiar?
お前は
これ
ガーラだ。逃げろー！
待って！一人にしないで！
Gaara doesn't want to be alone, and that is something I can so very strongly relate to. This poor baby has an uncaring Kage for a father and his only living relative as his caregiver. The innocence of a child is painted so clearly in Gaara. He shows a desire to understand and be accepted. This is a boy filled with strong feelings and unapologetic remorse.
ヤシャマル、ごめん。
あ、これただのかすり傷です。
傷って痛い？ねえヤシャマル、お願いがあるんだ。傷薬が欲しいんだ。さっきはごめん。痛かったでしょ。
He is pure-hearted with a selfless intention to help, and what he receives in return is trauma. This child, who is practically an orphan, is gaslit by his aunt, who kills herself in front of him, and Gaara takes it. Doesn't even flinch because he too wishes he could die.
あなたを殺すよう依頼されたのです。しかし断ろうと思えば断っていたはず。あなたは愛されてなどいなかった。死んでください。
This is clearly a recipe for disaster. This kid just wants to be loved. And after everything he's gone through, left now totally alone, if Gaara's sanity is unstable, that is completely understandable without even taking into consideration the spirit living inside of him. This loneliness is what pushes Gaara to try to justify why he is still alive. This is the misery that made the man, Gaara, a lonely child who believes in no one. Naruto shows up to help Sasuke, who is no match for Gaara, with or without the super sneaky naughty powers. Sasuke, Naruto, and Gaara are all victims of circumstance. Just like how Gaara sees himself reflected in Sasuke, Naruto sees who he could have been in Gaara.
どいつもこいつも憎かった。俺は何者で、なんでこんなに憎まれてて、なんで存在してんのか分かんなかった。でも、俺のことを認めてくれる奴らができた。だから俺は。
The mirroring between Naruto and Gaara is explicit. Each of them have lived a life being despised without knowing why. When they do finally understand the reason for their exclusion and discrimination is due to a monster living inside of themselves, it's all too easy for them to hate both themselves and everyone around them. Naruto recognizes that the only difference between him and Gaara is that someone reached out and accepted him. Sometimes you need someone who gets it, and Naruto gets it.
一人ぼっちのあの苦しみは半端じゃねえよな。あの苦しみは半端じゃない。真っ暗な地獄だ。ここにいていいんだって、存在してるんだって、ほっとした。
では俺は何のために存在し生きているのか。
This shift in acknowledgement we see in Naruto is unusually wise. He recognizes how easily he could have turned into Gaara, and respects the impact loneliness had on his life, to the extent that he now chooses to protect those who chose him regardless of the cost. We've got the full range here, from killing to give meaning to life versus protecting those who give life meaning. This fight ends at a stalemate with Gaara leaving soon after. I want them to be besties. Please! Let them get ramen together and make fun of Sasuke. While I wanted this now, I hope we get it in the future. And we already begin to see Gaara take the first few vulnerable steps by reaching out to those closest to him after seeing that if it can happen for Naruto, it can happen for him. I want closure, and I want Naruto to be friends with him now! Underpinning the entire war is the Hokage versus Orochimaru fight. During this fight, we learn Orochimaru is a scholar who wants to learn all the world's secrets.
すべての術を手に入れ、この世の真理をすべて理解する。色彩に限りなく種類があるのと同様、術も数千数万とこの世にある。私にとって肉体の寿命は短すぎる。
Now the problem is, naughty boy Orochi has been experimenting on children to make this happen. After being found out, Orochi is exiled and has been on the run ever since. While in hiding, they were able to successfully transfer their soul to a new body and extend their life, which brings in now Sasuke, the next ideal body Orochi has identified to be theirs for the taking. Holding a grudge against the Hokage for disrupting their research and exiling them from the village, Orochi has returned to wreak havoc. Our Hokage fights back, immediately offering up his own life as a sacrifice to stop Orochimaru.
なぜ避けないのです。
避ける必要もない。どうせ死ぬ。共に避けるのは残念じゃが。
この老いぼれが私の腕を返せ。
When all is said and done, although Hokage doesn't stop Orochimaru, he does impart a significant handicap, and I'm happy with how this fight ended. With the loss of the Hokage heavy on the hearts of the village, the arc ends with saying goodbye. This arc was incredibly well crafted. This is some of the best pacing of the show so far, and it continued to give exceptional fights. What I particularly enjoyed about the fights here is that they have intention behind them. These fights are stepping up so that others can move forward. These fights are sacrificing oneself for the team. And the combat that we see from the parents gives us a glimpse of the future power our ninjas in training could hold. The main message of this arc is true strength comes from protecting. And because our focus has been on the kids for so long, watching as the ones we're invested in being the ones that are protected during this fight feels especially touching. I'm happy with the fleshing out of so many characters, and I adore the Black Cat Golden Retriever duo that is Kakashi and Guy. I love that Kabuto continues to remain a mystery to me. I would recommend this arc to anyone who needs a good cry. Here's an extra tissue. This arc we need to find a new Kage, so let's dive into the search for Tsunade. This arc begins with two highly suspicious characters wandering around Leafland. Their entrance gives us a chance to look over the fallout from the war. We watch as villagers begin the tiresome process of rebuilding and see the Sand Village come to realize they were tricked by Orochimaru. And speaking of Orochi, he's off recovering with Kabuto, which surprised me because I thought he was one of the two hidden figures.
そもそもあの内胚たちを手に入れることができれば問題はなかった。
So he wanted Itachi? This is a lot to unpack in 2 minutes. There's a lot of information we're given here. We learned that Sasuke was not Orochi's first choice, and in fact he initially wanted Sasuke's brother. The reason Orochi changed targets is because brother is too strong to take down, and is part of an underground naughty group to boot. And speak of the devil, bad bro Itachi is one of the two bandits making their way downtown.
お前ら里のもんじゃねえの。一体何しに来た。内派。
After unveiling the identities of these two hidden figures, a fight immediately breaks out.
さすが紅さん。でもま、ここまでだよ。お前がな。
内派一族ではないあなたが車輪ガンをそこまで使いこなすとは。貴様、かかしさんは連れてく。その他の方には消えてもらおう。
It's our guy. I didn't expect him to come save Kakashi, but why wouldn't he? They're besties, and you show up for your besties. Now that evil has temporarily left town, we can focus on one of the most hated characters, Grandpa Perv. If this perv steals Naruto's money, I'm gonna hate him. Yeah, there's no redemption. I hate this guy. The town council is trying to fill the open Hokage position, and they've decided this is our best option. Luckily for us, Peeping Tom turns down the role and instead recommends Mystery Girl. A girl? A girl? A girl! You smell that? Smells like a new favorite character. It turns out Itachi and his fellow ruffians are targeting Naruto. More specifically, the demon living inside of him. Grandpa Perv decides to keep Naruto with him while he's finding our new girl in order to keep him safe. After they've left town, Sasuke also learns his brother has it out for Naruto and runs off to save him. We're also given Sasuke's backstory, and poor baby blames himself for the fall of his clan.
一体誰が
I like that Sasuke's backstory was simple. After getting such in-depth backstories both for Neji and Gaara, it would have been repetitive if Sasuke's backstory also was shoved in my face. Plus, we already have massive rapport with Sasuke, so he doesn't need a detailed backstory to get us on his side. Am I naively hoping that Itachi let Sasuke live because they're brothers? Yes. So until I find out that's wrong, I will not fully hate Itachi. He's the best and worst kind of evil. Hard to understand evil.
Ah, yes, it's Ski's o'clock. What can you do?
お前これ部屋の鍵先に部屋行ってチャクラ寝て修行して寝たろの
ねえねえもう振られて帰ってきたのかよ
久しぶりだなサスケ
Sasuke is very clearly blinded by his trauma and can't let go of this fight, leaving him incapacitated, just like Kakashi.
あんたを殺すためだけに俺は
After Itachi backhands Sasuke, I'm beginning to get more convinced that brother is a bad guy. Moving back to focus on the girl of our dreams, Orochi found her first and approached her
With an offer she can't refuse.
Orochi needs Tsunade to fix his arms, and in return is offering to bring her loved ones back to life.
随分と久しぶりだね、オロチマル。
かなり探したわよ。実は少々お願いがあってね。
私の性格はよく知ってるでしょ。おちょくるのはやめなよ。消えろ。でなければ私が消す。
お前の愛した弟と男を生き返らせてあげるわ。交渉成立ってことかしら。
この里はじいちゃんの宝物だ。俺はそれを守るんだ。
遅いし家まで送ろうか。
He's putting the moves on.
あんたの家はどの辺に？
逆方向。
He likes her. Baby brother and male lead both had dreams of becoming Hokage to protect their village. Miss Ma'am is now staring down a copy of her younger brother while being tempted by the devil that is Orochimaru. While she's mulling over her choice, her second in command isn't buying it for a second.
明日は行かないでください。どうして何も言ってくれないんです。もし行くというなら
どうするの？
命に変えてもあなたを止めます。
That's the kind of friend you need. That's the kind of friend you need. The number 2s of this arc are it. Both of them are doing the most to support the goals of their leaders. I love how competent they both are, and in Kabuto's case, it almost feels like he's running the show. Again, I feel like Blondie's the bad guy.
You're right. Killing and dissecting people is not that bad.
Yeah, but it's for learning, so it's fine.
No! I'll see, he's going after our boy Sasuke. That's okay.
Oh, right. That was Orochi. It's like a different Orochi, though. That's not fair.
It's the same guy.
Whatever. The setup for this fight is very strange. Naruto and Gigi finally catch up, and Tsunade turns down Orochi. Each of our heavy hitters have both a huge disadvantage and emotional support animal. I don't feel like our pervert can take on Orochi.
You know they're at the same level, right?
Okay, but he was drugged, and then Orochi has no arms.
You think Pervy Sage can't take on a guy with no arms?
Yeah. This arc, we've learned a lot about medical ninjas. This type of fighter adds an interesting element to the fight, highlighted by Kabuto self-prescribing drugs mid-combat. And speaking of Kabuto, I hate him now. Ugh, what a shame. He went from this mysterious double-agenty crafty character to a very single-dimension evil guy. Naruto takes him on to show us the new chakra he'd been working on all arc. He doesn't win, but he does have a shining moment which felt needed. I love the setup for Naruto's jutsu. The show had built up the need for Naruto to use both hands on his new move. And during this fight, he's learning and applying so many new things. At the start, he was told that tossing out a bunch of clones is a waste of chakra. Using his jutsu as is too slow to hit a moving target. Our boy, with his quick thinking, brings out a single clone to help form his attack when his other hand is occupied. There are so many wonderful moments here. He stepped up to save Tsunade. He got back up after being beaten again and again. And him tanking the blade to hold down Kabuto was extraordinary. This was such a big moment for our boy. He is becoming someone so reliable and so strong. It fills my heart to see him grow into his dream. Long story short, Orochimaru leaves to fix his arms himself with the promise to return and destroy Leafland. Hey friend, what's up? Hey pal, been a long time. Oh, you look just as evil as I remembered. Please don't die. As long as she doesn't die, I don't care what happens. Oh, no, we're so close. You just live a little, like, 3 more seasons. Overall, I really enjoyed this arc. I adore the women we were gifted in this part of the story. The pacing flipped between really good and really bad. I hate Grandpa, and now Kabuto too, though to a lesser extent. And I'm left wondering what comes next. And if the show ends on a cliffhanger, Shippuden is dead to me. Hello, besties and brothers. Welcome to the Cozy Couple. I'm in the process of watching Naruto for the first time, and last time we got Tsunade. This is part 1 of the final arc of original Naruto, and this video will cover up through Neiji's fight, where I slightly lessen my grudge against him. Our Hokage Queen is here to stay. She's fixed up Teach and Sasuke, with the League following close behind on the mend. With no rest for the weary, Orochi immediately sends out people to mess with Leafland. His target is Sasuke, and although Tsunade fixed him physically, his headspace remains in shambles. Honestly, I was a bit annoyed at Sasuke initially, because this is what he does immediately after waking up. First, picks a fight with his bestie. Second, knocks out Sakura, which is warranted. And third, runs off into the arms of Orochimaru because they just don't get it. I have to do this.
Look, he's got a lot going on.
I know.
I feel like you're not appreciating the struggles he has to go through. So you got Orochimaru saying, you're going to want power. And his brother saying, you need power, buddy.
I can understand him a bit more when I allow myself to take into consideration all that he's been through. Baby Sasuke watched his family die by his brother's hand, took on this burden by blaming himself for being too weak to stop it, to now end up being outclassed by the town's failure. It's not an easy pill to swallow. Sprinkle in an extra voice in your head that's basically pure evil, and this is a recipe for disaster.
Jelly donuts.
Something bad is about to happen. You don't reminisce on happy times right before something good happens.
What are you talking about?
You reminisce about happy times when happy times are happening.
Just the good old days of them being a team.
We just got out of a war.
The good old days of them being a team.
You're friends. Let's just remember. We're friends, yeah? Kakashi! Tsunade? Someone? This fight between the boys was bound to happen. Kakashi knows his students. He knows what they need to hear, and this glimpse of a backstory we get from him shows he takes Sasuke's concerns seriously. Up to this point, Sasuke's entire reason for living has been revenge. As he's now offered a taste of a normal life, this entirely new way of living is too foreign to feel like it's something Sasuke has a right to. So when Orochi's minions offer him a way out, he takes it. After Sasuke disappears, Tsunade sends out a party to bring him back, led by our boy Shikamaru. Please, please let it be Choji. He's gonna pick Choji because he loves Choji. Yes, Choji! Please, bug guy next. That one, bug guy. I'm so glad I didn't take Neji. That guy. No. 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 Shika was the only ninja upgraded from Genin to Chunin in the exams, and he's taking his role as party leader very seriously. Our group consists of super cool Shika, our boy Choji, Naruto, Dawg, and Neji, who I will begrudgingly accept if it's between him and Sakura. Although I think we had a perfectly fine team without Neji. It's fine, it's fine. Checking in on Sasuke, he's elected to put his life in the hands of these strangers, who, mind you, tried to kill him 5 minutes ago. They put Sasuke to sleep so his curse can go stronger, allowing him access to more power. And I'm calling it now. There's absolutely no way our group wins a fight against these monsters. When our group does catch up, they're immediately captured.
まだ気づかれてはねえみてえだな。
なんだ？戯れに藪をつついてみたら蛇どころか虫2匹かよ。
ちょい待ち、待った。俺たちは戦いに来たんじゃない。
だったらなんでよ、これはよ。こいつらは俺がもらった。
食い終わったら追いつけよ。
Our captured kiddos are left in the hands of this weirdo. Shika baits him into talking to figure out his position, and these idiots need to think for a damn second. Shika's brand new to being a leader, so of course he would fumble a bit. What's nice to see is how level-headed he remains as he works to come back from his missteps. And what I appreciate in addition to his tactical prowess is how he sees and communicates everyone's strengths. When it becomes clear the group needs to split, our boy Choji single-handedly steps up to hold off this monster. Choji! Choji! Oh, we get to see Choji be cool. Come on, Choji. I don't like this music. This music is making me think bad things are going to happen, and I'm not emotionally prepared for bad things to happen. What fueled Choji is the disrespect this madman was spouting towards Shika. And quickly following this, we get his backstory. Choji was the odd man out, excluded from his peers, until he met Shika. Since then, and to this day, we're shown how consistently Shikamaru supports and builds up Choji. He sees the best in him and isn't shy about saying so. There's a trust and camaraderie between these two ninjas, and this friendship is what fuels Choji into this fight, again emphasizing strength comes from protecting.
僕いけないや。
これで終わりだ。
僕は
I both do and don't want Choji to die. I do want him to die because I want there to be consequences, and this is a pretty great moment for him to bow out of the story. And I don't want him to die because I love him. Stop it! What did they say? They have to hold out. I don't buy it yet. I don't buy it yet.
Sounds like you're buying it.
No, I don't buy it yet. I think those other teachers, they're nearby. We know they're nearby. We know they're a medic. They're gonna stumble upon him and they're gonna find him and they're gonna take care of him. I don't buy it yet. I want to rewatch the series now and see how cute they were the whole time, but I never noticed. Next, we have Neiji's fight against Spider-Man, and I'm a little annoyed that this is the second time now that our kids have immediately been caught. Oh, this idiot. Cool.
You act like they're not all caught right now.
Yeah, but it's Neiji's fault somehow. Neji takes this fight, and I like how it's set up that it has to be him. He is the only one with the ability to cut these chakra spiderwebs, and his fight begrudgingly has me reconsider my position against him. Don't make me like you. Don't you dare. Ooh. Ooh. No! I'm hoping this fight's quick. Not because I hate Neji, but because I just don't need it. There's still a lot left to do, and it feels like this fight is holding us back from getting to everything else. I like the sneak attacks and how unnervingly calm Neji is. He's thoughtful and absolutely lives up to his hype. I love when a character thinks, so it pains me to say that this fight crossed the line of too much exposition. There's so much talking, even the characters have lost the plot. It is wonderful to see Neji has taken himself off his high horse, and he seems to be dropping hints that we're getting a Sasuke versus Naruto fight.
Hakke 128勝
We're treated to another end-of-life flashback for Neji, and I buy this even less. I've watched enough anime to know now it's not over until there's a funeral, and even then it's 50-50. Overall, there's a lot going on in this arc. Choji's screen time was spectacular, and I've grown to not hate Neji. Do I think either of them are dead? Not quite. We already know our teachers, and more importantly, medic teachers are nearby, so I'm counting on them to find and save Choji. Seeing the backstory behind Choji and Shika now absolutely makes me want to go sneak back to some older episodes and see the seeds of their bestiehood that I didn't catch earlier in the show. Looking to the end of this arc, I predict we're getting a Sasuke versus Naruto fight. Look at the math. We've got 2 baddies and a Sasuke and 3 kids. I don't feel like Sasuke's worth this. He left on his own 2 feet. Why are we sacrificing so many people for this? And I don't see a world in which Sasuke's happy to see them. What I want from this arc is to be done with Orochimaru. I'm more than ready to wash my hands of him. He's had plenty of story. Let's just leave him behind so we can move on to brother. This is weird. Was not expecting a shower scene, but okay. Orochi is falling to pieces and needs Sasuke's body ASAP. He's trying to hold on until his hot new bot arrives, so Kabuto sends out a new big bad to speed things up. Kiba is fighting on the other side of the map, and he resorts to some extreme measures. Okay, so what I think is going to happen is Dawg's going to die. Kiba's going to be like, I can never have another dog. I'll never replace him. And then, like 3 months later, someone's going to be like, your dog knocked up my dog, and then one of the puppies he's going to take.
Akamaru. Sumane. Akamaru.
Die.
You think you won? I'll kill myself. After escaping this devil, Kiba races away and becomes aware there are more dangers joining the fray. Oh, I hope those 3 shadows are on our side then.
That would be nice.
Who could they be? Who would the 3 be? Bug Guy, Kakashi, and Guy. I love Shikamaru. And this fight highlights again how thoughtful and strategic he is. Unfortunately, there are so many twists and turns, it lost most of its tension. Ooh, animal, kangaroo! The giants? She just brought out giants? I like that she's absolutely just smashing a bob out. Keeping this trend of losing our battles, Naruto watches a rogue Sasuke run off as he struggles to fight against Kimimaro. Oh, Sasuke's done!
He's done cooking!
2v1, 2v1, 2v1. Oh man, does he look weird? Oh, he's evil! Damn it!
Sasuke?
He's back and better than ever, baby!
This is the best. He's the best. Having Lee show up was unexpected, but it makes sense and it's fantastic timing. Our silly little lightweight holds off Kimimaro so Naruto can go chase Sasuke. Ooh, let's watch Lee be cool. Lee, be cool.
What if I told you Lee gets even cooler?
Luckily for us, at the very last moment, help shows up. Wind? 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 Who used wind? Wait. Sand. Is it Gara? Can't be Gara. What the?
Why can't it be Gara? Why can't it be?
The surprise guests here? Phenomenal. 10 out of 10. Why are they here though? I need to know. Why are they here? Why? Is it just because they're mad that Orochi killed their Kage?
And they're probably not happy about that.
Oh my god, he's back. I hope he's happier. That's so exciting. They saved them. That's so cute. They're all I hope they're all friends. I hope they join our village.
You don't join villages.
I want them to join the village. If they're gonna save it, they deserve to be let in. And then they can all go to school together and it'll be really cool. The story put so much effort into building up Kimimaro, yet it didn't quite land with me. He was raised by Orochi and looks up to him as a father figure. This backstory felt a bit forced, and while I love the cameos from Haku and Zabuza, it's a missed opportunity for them to impact Kimimaro's character. There are already similarities reflected between these two, so if there had been a moment where Haku talks about why he holds on to his goodness, it could have pushed Kimi in a more interesting direction, regardless of whether that aligned or contradicted Haku's disposition. That brings us to the final fight, and with it, we get the full picture of Itachi.
遅かったな。何をしてた？
父さん。
I knew it, they used to be cute.
明日の特別任務だが、俺もついていくことにした。
明日？俺、やっぱり明日の任務やめるよ。
何を血迷ったことを言ってる？
Ugh, he's such a villain.
明日はサスケのアカデミーの入学式についてくよ。アカデミーの入学式には身内が参列するのが通例。
Sasuke grew up in the shadow of his older brother, and despite them being driven apart by their father, they were really close. What happened to Itachi then?
And what happened to him?
Like, what made him go evil?
I mean, killed everyone. Barely left Sasuke alive.
You're so mean to Itachi.
You confuse me sometimes because, like, will allow someone to do like one of the most heinous actions that is genocide, and yeah, maybe he's okay.
左足ちゃんと冷やしとけよ。
He's sad, he's sad.
兄さん、なんて遠いんだ。
He's distancing himself. He has no other alternative.
何するんだよ、兄さん。愚かなる弟よ。どうして兄さんが己の器を。
I killed everyone to make sure I was the strongest.
Itachi, why? I was really on your side, bro. As we already know, Itachi killed his entire clan. Despite knowing this, I was still really rooting for him. Maybe he was mind-jutsu'd. Maybe the clan was plotting treason. But unfortunately, Itachi tells us he did all of this for strength. We learn that Sasuke can have access to a super secret Sharingan if he kills the person closest to him. And with perfect timing, in walks Naruto.
お前だって本当は待ち望んでいたんだろう。今度こそ本当の決着だ。俺はお前を倒す。
バカ野郎が。俺だってな。お前をボッコボッコにして引きずってでも連れて帰る。
go home. Just take the L.
Naruto's not exactly the character to take an L.
That's true. He's gonna have to work really hard to win my favor back.
Oh, good thing he doesn't care about that.
He's not worth all this. And now he's being a dick about it.
He's not asking to be saved. He's not asking for anyone to come get him. Look, this is this anime, and it's his best friend. You think he's not gonna try to save him?
Okay, sure, maybe one person, but we're basically killing Kiba and Shika and like everyone.
Okay, the idea of sending a whole crew after Sasuke is that he cannot fall into the hands of Orochimaru. Period.
Mo 間違いねえじゃねえか。お前は本気で。
Oh yes, I'm so proud of myself. Let me just barbecue my bestie. Oh, this is bad. He looks so scared. Don't go too far. I can still like you if you just right now. If you just you're so close. I can see you thinking about it. Come on. I believe in you.
遅えんだよナルト。もう遅えんだナルト。シドリ。シドリ。
Couldn't do it. He couldn't kill him.
He sure tried.
He's weak.
He definitely tried.
Yeah, but when it came down to it, he had the moment that he could do it. Naruto was there, completely unconscious. Nothing he could do.
He tried to kill Naruto several times. Many times in that fight, he did try to kill Naruto.
I suppose he did try, but
yeah.
I think there was a point where he realized, like, what that meant.
Yes. I like that he didn't stay stagnant in his fight. He comes back from the extreme. There's a little bit of nuance.
And then he couldn't do it.
Yes.
He's weak. Look, all I'm saying is, like, he says he wants power, right? And he said he'll do anything to do it. And he knows if he kills Naruto right here, he gets the best form of the Sharingan. I would consider, you're too weak to kill your best friend for the best form of the Sharingan?
Jesus.
When all you want is power? Weak.
遅かったか。間に合わなくてすまなかったな。姿形は違えども目の前にいるのはあのオロチマル様だ。死にたくなければもう少し口を慎むことだよ。
This arc was a strong end to the season. Gaara's comment about the kind of person you dedicate yourself to was insightful. Shika's leadership arc was extremely well done, with him facing a severe lack of confidence after failing the mission and allowing so many of his comrades to be injured. His recovery through acknowledging the skills he has and the need for him to step up was impeccable. The animation was outstanding, the sound design a bit mismatched. Both of these kids brought out so much power, I can't even imagine what they'll be capable of doing next. As for the overall show, the fights were the highlight. I have nitpicks with the story and characters, but I can see how this show builds such a strong nostalgia for it. I'm annoyed at Sasuke. He felt inconsistent in a careless way. If he hadn't built up a friendship with Naruto, he honestly could have been such a persuasive villain. I wish the women in the show were generally more alive. Aside from that, there are many characters I adore, and plenty of moments when the show built up and delivered on tense and emotional scenes. Thank you for watching. I hope you have the best day.